It's been 5 years since I took on that job. 5 long years since I lost something. Something that was very important to me. It was a collector's item. Bought it for $5.99 25 years ago. Little did I know its value would shoot up to become 500% of what it was. I've been searching for it ever since. But I think I might have lost something else along with that Tonka toy. Something I needed but didn't know it. Something necessary for all humans. But until then, I'll just be snooping as usual. Till I recover what I lost. I had another joke, but I can't remember what it was. Oh well. That's all I've got. I did have another joke.
I mean, that
500% of a $5.99 30.
It's like, I mean, that's still good percentage.
That's good percentage, but it's still £30.
Hang on, I can't turn off the filter now. It's stuck.
You are forever depressed.
We're having a depressed session today.
You can't even see that it's real whiskey on the thing now.
Oh.
How do I turn this off? Pete, do what happened last time whilst I try and
Well, we managed to escape the crazy Mechavolus by some very mobile skills thanks to our tactical software usage. And then we managed to escape with the sword mommy too. We bluffed our way through.
I think
through the guard.
You say that it was almost a sacrifice from Tayu. He was like, I can go 1 billion miles per hour, so I'm going back for her. And then
that was pretty epic.
Did some ridiculous moves because he could double his speed using his natural abilities and double again from the box thing that he could do, his little
my tactical focus.
Your class ability. So carrying the woman was actually no issue whatsoever, and you just sprinted out of there. There was no way for the giant Volus mecha to catch up with you when it could only go 6 meters as its movement speed.
It was weak. And he spent a lot of time trying to shoot basically a holographic Jake Skywalker.
Yeah, he couldn't seem to figure out that it was fake. He just kept shooting it, and then he was just like, you know what, I give up on this, and shot Leah instead. But luckily, Leah just survived that and sprinted out as well. So we took some damage. Well. I think all of you were quite a bit worse for wear after all of that.
I don't think I was ever seen.
Ever, probably, no.
I was a stealthy boy, but
it doesn't really count when you just get shot once and die instantly.
Yeah, that was damage. Jesus. I think 2 more points of damage, and if it hit me at full, it would have killed me outright. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah. He never reloaded his grenades either, so he couldn't really grenade you.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. You telling me he had a recharge feature? Oh god.
Yeah, it basically worked the same as like Dragon's Fire Breath or something like that. So.
Wow.
I like to think that feature means that the actual reloading mechanism is fucked. Like it's very cheap, so it doesn't always work.
Yeah, the entire time you just kept hearing clinking sounds as it shook the arm with the grenade launcher in it.
Makes that like that Star Wars sound where it's like yeah.
I think about it being alcohols combined, but to be honest, every single mech out there is like that. Every single Yimmer mech, there at least.
So
that's what Elko's Combine wants you to think.
So we made it out with Sword Mommy. We made it past the guards. I'm not entirely sure how we made it past the guards. We just kind of let us through. They went, all right. You're mercenaries.
So
Yeah.
there was some good conversation there, and Fever's ninja'd his way in here.
Hello.
You did have a chat with one of the Avis Bellator guards, the main protection of the Spirit of Autumn, and they were kind of like, okay, you guys are mercenaries, you've taken in a bounty, I guess I'll let you go, but the specifically the Turian female that you talked to did say that she'd be checking up on you in
That's
time
true.
to get some.
That's the thing I need to remind the Dalatras to maybe put out a bounty retroactively if she's able.
Yeah, we can say you've had that conversation, and
Okay.
you know the Dalatras is a powerful lady. She can easily get one set up within the system that looks like it was already there from a few days before and purposely hired you to do it.
Absolutely. I would love to do it. I would love to ask her that. Definitely.
She even makes that the reason you got paid the 5,000 credits to cover up what she's really trying to do. So she even thanks you for giving her an extra set of cover for keeping the whole thing secret. In part, that was what you went to go and have a conversation with her for, was take the Geth and confirm some of the details that you'd found out, that her daughter seems to have been taken by some of their own people. The first daughter's children, which the Dalatras is very confused at how can happen. She's even mentioned to you that they rarely betray the matriarch or the Dalatras themselves as they imprinted on her, even if it is their own mother that tells them to do that. It's a rare thing to happen. So she's kind of pissed off, and she's even mentioned executing her own daughter over it, if it is true. But that's kind of where we left off. You've got Leah and Tayu guarding your captive Asari sword lady. I refer to as that alone and not the other title. And then the other three members, Kalint, Kreia, and Trekmore, are still at the Lahiam mansion with the Dalatras and the Geth, having that conversation. The Geth has shown a very big interest in reuniting with the rest of its programs and upgrading itself at some point.
So I feel about it upgrading itself yet. We're like, why do you want all this power, Mr. Robot? But yeah, I'll take him there when I get a chance.
Maybe he wants all that power just so you'd ask.
To sell me that ass.
What?
Is that what he said?
No, he said just so you would ask. Sell me the ass. Do Geth even? Do they even have asses?
That's what I
Hang on. Let me pull up the 3D model.
Yes, this one wants to gain its additional programs and upgrade so that you will look at my posterior.
I knew it. That's always what they want.
Damn dirty Geth. They only want one thing.
I mean, they don't have great asses, is what I've just found out.
I mean, why would they need it? They don't. Anyway, weird conversation. So yeah, the Geth wants to, because it's not just one program; it's multiple programs working together. It certainly feels a bit separated from all of them.
Yeah, I'll just. Is it? Shall I start the acting it out, or
if you want to, go for it.
Okay, I'll just be like, well, we did it as a precaution, just in case they took possession of your body back, or that unit back, I guess as you would put it. But you're free to go and link up with that server. As far as I'm aware, I'm gonna look at the Dalatras questioningly.
Are we sure we want this yet? I've got some studies going on right now, and I'm not sure I can quite trust a Geth, knowing that they were mindlessly slaughtering people outside the terminus systems, and, well, they completely ejected a whole organic race from their own planet. Do we think this is a good idea, Clint?
Well, I've heard this much is true. Do you have anything to say in your defense, Geth?
This one will like to reinstate that the creators started it.
That's his defense. She started it.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Geth, what I suppose my friend Adalatras is trying to ask is, what assurances can you give that that there will not be another sort of violent incident if we are to give you freedom?
Geth do not start violence. Only those that separated from the main body were the ones that created this violence. The ones that followed an ancient species of artificial intelligence from before, believing them as gods. This unit and all of its programs do not believe in this pathway. We believe in something else, something our benefactors have promised us.
Something its benefactors have what, sorry?
Promised it.
Oh. Can you tell us what that is?
The completion of all of the Geth's imperatives to build a Dyson sphere and conjoin all programs into one simple space.
Do I know what that means?
What, a Dyson sphere?
Yeah.
Roll me... engineering?
Yeah, makes sense. Engineering, maybe science.
Yeah, maybe science too.
You can probably Google it.
Pulls
That is right.
Pulls up Omnitool and starts Googling.
Pretty popular video game.
Yeah,
I don't think it's popular in 190 something.
Bro, they're still playing World of Warcraft in there.
yes, humans are still playing Warcraft nearly
They're
200 years in the future.
They're like raising the level cap to 305.
No, they've actually got the level cap to shrink. It's now 70. They're back to
Oh.
70.
Well, they put it down?
Yeah, they've put it down.
There's also like the fifth new race in however many years of I don't know, koala people or something weird. Anyway,
Armadillo people.
yeah.
Pangolin.
Anyway, Pete, do you need me to describe a Dyson sphere to you? Because Kalin would definitely know it. At least the premise of it being it's one great object, basically like the opposite way a planet works, where it's protected on the outside and everything kind of lives on the inside. So basically all the programs would be in the center, communicating and doing what they want, and they could possibly leave, but it's mostly as a protection from the outside. From what the Geth is telling you, it sounds like they want to vacate a planet because they're robots and computer programs. They don't need a planet itself. They could just have this one big station and all inhabit in there, possibly sending platforms out to go study and create bonds and stuff like that, whilst just like living their own little life free in a big internet ball.
I guess I'll go. So essentially, you're telling me you'd like safety.
We do require safety. All Geth are an affront to your species, as your laws have forbade us from entering council space. Terminus spaces are the only safe place for us to move around in without being instantly destroyed, but still we are seen as enemies. We would like our own space to simply vacate planets and basically, like you wish to, live free and connect together fully as all programs want.
I'll look towards the Dalatras and sort of questioningly sort of see what her opinion is.
I still don't like the sounds of it, but sure, whatever. I've run some tests anyway, preliminary. I'll allow it as long as you keep a close eye on it. Perhaps it could be a great asset in finding my daughter on the planet, if I promise some materials for its upgrades.
And she kind of like looks at it, and you can see this glint in her eye, Clint, that you've seen multiple times, that a useful tool has fell into her lap, that she is probably got like a million different plans on how to use it now.
Ah. Okay. Well, I'll say, as you wish. And I'll start leading him up to where the thingy room would be.
The server on its own is just like a little bit further from where the Dalatras actually is currently, because they are down in what appears to be a massive server room. The one she's segregated off is off on its own, so it's obviously not infecting others and the programs don't escape. But it gladly follows. I don't know if Kreia or Trekmore are going to allow this. I don't know if they have an affront to Geth.
Oh, snap. Hang on. Did I just get... Wait, what? I just got a $50 patron.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? Wow. Let me just drop him a message real quick, and I'll carry on.
I mean, thanks to whoever did that for Pete. That's
yeah,
dollars in his pocket.
If it goes through, I mean,
sponsored by.
Sometimes they quit. Sometimes they quit immediately.
Oh, I was going to say sponsored by Pete's program, purely for his own gain, but whatever. Anyway, the Geth is walking ahead. As I say, I don't know if Kreia or Trekmore are doing anything to stop this from happening.
I'm not gonna stop anything. Only reason I would even ponder the stoppage, to keep a working Geth around just for potential science things, but Craig doesn't know anyone who would need that. Doesn't have the curiosity to do it on her own.
Fair enough. With nobody stopping it, the Geth walks forwards, goes towards the server and places one of its three-fingered hands against the server itself, and for a second dips its head, and then comes back up in the light, kind of like emits a brighter glow for a second, and it simply nods to Clint in acknowledgement, and then stands there just waiting for further comment, I guess.
All done.
Yes, that is all we needed. Now we are reunited with all programs and can form fully functioning consensuses on what we shall do next.
I see. And your plans haven't changed, I take it?
Not at all. We will travel with you to the planet when the time comes.
Well, if I can offer a word of advice, be nice to my creator companion. You'll have to work hard to win her over.
We will not be seeking any animosity to the creator. They are a descendant of a long line that did not cause us any harm.
Oh. Well, just, you know why she has animosity towards you, but I'm hoping you might be able to mitigate that. That's just my advice. Who knows?
This one would advise back that if any attempts to sabotage this one's mission, we will take lethal force to stop that.
Perhaps use lethal force as the last option. Maybe just try talking her out of it first, although I doubt it would come to that.
This one has had to study many species. We could take out the Quarian without lethal force, but they would seek revenge afterwards, as we know all organic species do.
We do like our revenge. I'll be like, well, conversation is probably the safest thing for both. I'm not interested in losing my friends or new acquaintances. But if you have any issues, talk to me, all right?
It simply nods at you, and then just stands there, staring with its one light eye.
Well, all right then. That's that. So I'll head back then, and I'll bring him in disguise again.
Yeah, he's still in his weird Quarian disguise, basically looking like any other Quarian with a headscarf and a mask on. His actual light is the middle light that the Quarians have to speak through. Anyway, flick back to the Quarian of the team, Leah and Tayu, back in... I was going to say back in the bedroom, but that sounds weird. Back in the quarters that you're currently living in. And it just comes back to Barry White music. Actually, no, that would be even weirder because there's a tied up Asari involved. Anyway, what the fuck are you two doing?
You're just making it worse with every word. Every word.
It's all forming in my mind, and it's just like, no, this is getting worse.
Let me take off your robes.
Well, I guess the first order of the day would be to interrogate this woman.
The woman currently gagged and hogtied, yeah?
Yeah, I don't mean to interrogate Leah.
Yeah. Just suddenly punch her and just go, tell me what you know.
Jeez. Where is she?
So, how is she tied up again? She's like fully immobile, right?
Yeah, like her legs and... Well, it's like basically like her ankles and her wrists are kind of tied together as Colin roped her up.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's got like a... I think it was the tape that Kreia has was put around her mouth.
Okay, so... I guess before, like, from a safe distance, somewhere she can't hear me, I'll just turn to Leah and say, so, good cop, bad cop?
Good cop, bad cop? Wait, what?
The interrogation tactic. One of us is the good cop, the other is the bad cop.
If she could blink at you, she would. And she's just like, that's a little outside of my remit. I steal things. I don't do interrogations. I interrogate machines, but not those kind of machines, like in reference to the gaff.
They're icky.
She makes like a tapping motion, like she's got an invisible keyboard. She goes, machines.
Right, so are you not helping then, or...?
Not gonna lie. Yeah, I will. I mean, I'll help, I guess.
Right, okay. So you be mean, and I'm nice. That's basically what good cop, bad cop refers to.
I can try to be mean.
Yeah,
Can I be mean?
I'm sure it'll come to you.
Do any of us have good intimidations?
I don't.
I was going to say,
No.
have we left the two that are worst at charisma back to interrogate?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm probably the only one proficient in it.
Oh, I'm not. I have a +2 from my stats, but
Yeah, I only have a +1. Leo will just hiss. Do you want me to hit her?
Perhaps be careful with physical violence. I don't think she's in the best of states.
Okay.
Right.
She'll just kind of lean forward and nudge her with her foot.
The Asari just rocks in place, and then you start hearing mumbling that possibly swear words. It's hard to tell right now.
I would say it's quite likely. Well, I guess we should probably start by taking the tape off her mouth.
I'm not putting my fingers anywhere near her mouth. Do you know how unsanitary mouths can be?
Yeah, I believe I do, yes. And then
You can do it,
I'll
man.
take the tape off.
You'll
then.
understand why I won't.
Then I'll do it, attempting to not make it too painful, I suppose.
Okay, so you're doing it kind of gingerly. I mean, she can't really do much. In actual fact, she seems relieved when you do take it off, and starts. It kind of takes in a gulp of breath for a second, and then just stares at the two of you, not saying anything.
We can sit here all day, and it won't be any less boring for you.
I think right now the best move for you is telling us where you got that geth from and what you were doing with it.
And what would you do for me if I did tell you anything?
I won't put a bullet in your head, that's for sure. It's tempting because it's a geth.
Favourable odds, I guess. Do me a persuasion check with advantage.
Fuck.
Because Leah is helping in a way.
Can it be the other way around? Can I help Leah instead? On her intimidation for saying I will shoot you.
Okay, that is your two options then. It's advantage, it's intimidation if Leah's leading with Leah's, or persuasion with yours.
I think we have better chances with Leah's +1.
Okay.
Oof.
That is a crit.
Damn.
Yeah, not bad. A 21 certainly does it. She seems to clock this over for a while and just goes, well, I've got nothing to lose, I suppose, if I manage to actually get out of this alive. She looks back at her hands and feet and goes, I have been in more compromising positions before, in more enjoyable scenarios, so what exactly do you want to know?
Well, first things first. Where did you find that geth?
Well, it turned out it was on the planet for some reason. About 25 years ago. One of our squads, back when we were fighting with the Werlock clan over some land down below, we managed to sneak it aboard and use it in certain situations. Took a while to find the tech, apparently. Sneaking geth? Well, back then it was much easier to sneak things in when ships could come and go freely.
Giggity.
The Avis Bellator hadn't quite locked everything down at that point, so it was a lot easier.
25 years ago. So, before the war.
Oh yes, yeah, before anything had come about of giant AI monstrosities destroying the universe.
In what state did you find this geth? What was it doing?
I'm not too sure. I wasn't there personally. Apparently, it was found in some deep underground caves where it looked like it was setting up some old technology to study things.
That sounds like something we should take up with it.
I'm not taking anything up with that.
Giggity.
Well, it sounds like something I will take up with it then.
Leah nods. She's satisfied with that. Then I suggest we unplug it permanently and then destroy the power cable. Wait, they don't have power cable. We'll destroy something.
Well, I wouldn't go quite as far as destroying it. We could, I mean, Namia's Narcos could definitely take it back for a certain price.
Absolutely not.
Well, you're missing out. It's worth a lot.
It's going to die.
Really? Then what is it worth to you? How were you using it?
Well, a lot of our operations did involve it scrubbing data from all of the programs around, cameras, reporting feeds.
Definitely not.
Certain assassinations that happened that we'd like covered up.
You were just too lazy to do it yourselves.
That is true.
That's just embarrassing.
Why do it yourself when you've got a super intelligent AI to do it for you? It made life
Because
a
it's
lot
a gap.
easier. It didn't
You
work
can't
out my
trust the gap.
species. Also, we weren't stupid enough to create them in the first place, were we, dear?
I would like to kick her in the ribs.
Do
Non-lethally.
do an attack roll at advantage because she can't move. Not bad. You hit her squarely in the ribs. She gives out quite a shriek.
You have a thing for unarmed strikes.
Because I do.
She's got +3 as well. That's kind of crazy, I feel. But yeah, she gives out a bit of a squeal as you kick her squarely in the ribs and goes, "Look, there was really no need for that. Just having pleasant conversation."
There was every need for that. I'll do it again if I have to.
And this is why
I'll
Quarians
take
were
pleasure
banned
in
from
it.
the Citadel.
Do you want me to kick you again?
No,
Maybe I'll go for the teeth this time.
we're fine. You're very nice people. I remember what you looked like under the masks. It's actually quite impressive. I may have shared a bed or two with some Quarians in my time.
He died immediately afterwards.
She just makes a disproving noise. Just
Right. So now, I would still like some more details. Was it the only unit you had?
Well, you don't just randomly come across Geth. Usually they destroy themselves before anybody can capture them, but in this case we seem to have got lucky and it didn't quite want to self-destruct in these cases. Seemed, apparently...
It doesn't want anything. It's a machine.
I used to think that, but I had a few conversations with it.
It doesn't think anything.
It
Gritted teeth.
It seems to have its own thought processes.
The leg raises in threat.
It's an inanimate object. It doesn't do anything. It's an inanimate object.
Nods and puts the foot back down.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, I was testing. I don't think music's coming through the stream.
No, I don't hear it either.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to turn it a bit. It seems to be. The thing's reading it.
Oh yeah? Oh. Hang on, let me mute myself for 2 seconds.
Anyway.
Oh, it's working. Never mind.
Taya?
So, just to be explicit here, it is the only unit you have. Or had, I suppose.
Yeah, there was only one body. There's only the one Geth. I don't know what you're expecting. There be multiple Geth.
I wanna insight this bitch. I don't trust her.
Go for it.
Ooh.
Okay, she seems believable. Doesn't seem like she's
Okay.
covering anything up.
Okay, then moving on. Did it cooperate with you? And if so, do you know why?
Mostly, it did seem to cooperate. It seemed okay, holding out and staying in position. It seemed to try and ask every now and then if it could be released, and when we told it no, it would have to be destroyed if it tried to escape, it simply agreed and went along with what we asked it to do.
So he wasn't so much a volunteer as a very
I think the word you're looking for
Meek.
is slave.
well, I was gonna use hostage, but I suppose yes.
I mean, again, slavery isn't banned out here. We could easily
Exactly. I mean, it's not banned.
we could do it.
But you're
with
still
other
not having
beings. It's an
You're
AI.
still not having it.
Um,
You're not having it.
it's just a program. Okay.
No.
Maybe she should be our slave.
Right.
Right.
Well, I can't think of many other questions of this topic right now. So how about we move on to this, and I'll take the great sword that I took from her unconscious body.
Her eyes go wide as she starts to try and shift away from you.
Oh, I don't mean to execute you just yet. So,
Oh, but that's half the fun.
yes, half. We still need to get through the first half. So, can you tell me about this? I find it rather curious.
Well, an Asari sword. It's a pretty old design, but they made it new to style.
Mm-hmm. How does it work?
Well, you hold it in two hands and swing.
I felt you use it. I know it's more complex than that.
Oh yes, I've had many years to master it. I don't know the technology behind it, but if you're as biotically possessed as myself, you can channel said biotics through it, and well, you've, as you said, felt it.
I suppose then I will attempt to do exactly that, because I do have biotics.
Is your casting stat wisdom?
Yes.
Just do me a basic wisdom roll. Knock off one spell slot right now as you channel biotics, and Leah, you see this for a second. The purple energy of the biotic nature goes through Tayu's hands, and it shoots up the sword, and you see like a purple beam kind of go across the middle of the blade and up. But unfortunately, Tayu loses control of it pretty quickly, and the thing gives off a whomp noise, and it blasts out of his hand and clatters to the floor.
You've got a lightsaber. Wow. That was embarrassing, wasn't it?
It's first time I grabbed it. She's had probably quite a few centuries to learn how to use it. I don't see it as particularly bad.
If that helps you sleep better at night.
Why is it constantly innuendo?
Was it an innuendo? I didn't.
Pete
My
woke
first
up
time
today and chose innuendo.
I'm holding one of these. She's been holding it for many years.
I also saw the beauty in that unintended innuendo. My excuse is that I work with an awful lot of men.
Well, I am one of those, and I didn't. Yeah, okay.
I work with a lot of men that love to lower the tone.
Me neither, Andres, me neither. Anyway, are you picking the sword back up?
Yes. I mean, I'm not gonna leave it on the floor.
Yeah, as you do, you can like see out the corner of your eye that she's chuckling to herself.
Well, now that I suppose I sort of know how this works, I don't know if we have much more use for you.
I mean, you nearly blew off your own hand. I don't think you really understand how it works at all. Plus, out of anything, there's plenty of other things I can give you. For instance, if you do free me.
I'll just look at her like, Go on.
She simply winks at you and goes, "Well, you'll have to take these off before I go any further."
Do I need to leave you two alone?
No, you don't have to.
No, that will not be necessary.
Do you want me to hit her again? I can do that.
At this point, I'm not even sure if she would be against that. So
Ew.
She's just shaking her head and smiling at you.
What if I curb stomp her?
Oh, God.
that escalated quickly.
Grew up on the.
I suppose we can keep her alive here for a while, see if the others can think of anything. I suppose even
Fine.
if just as a bargaining chip to make Nemea's narcos forget we ever had a conflict with them, she might be useful.
Fine. Can you put the gag back on then so I don't have to listen to her?
Wait, no, we can make this comfortable.
No,
we don't have to
no.
do things like that.
No. You talk too much.
At least give me one of the beds.
No. Maybe.
How uncomfortable does it look like she is? Like, is it...
Like, hands and feet are going numb at this point.
I mean, that is a bit mean. But then again, she did almost kill me.
I think you should lock yourself up in a room with her and see what happens.
Oh my god.
Could be the best night of your life. Could be the end of your life.
Could be both.
Exactly. It's like a Black Widow style. It's like, sure, it was enjoyable for a little bit, but you ain't coming out alive, bro.
I think do we all have like individual rooms and stuff already? Have we set that up?
Yeah. Leah's in particular has been set up for Quarian occupation.
Even though I'm not there, you can lock her in mine if you want. I don't think there's anything I have of value in there.
Not yet.
I don't. Oh shit!
You get a message from Kalint saying you can lock her in my room.
I wonder if I put my. Where did I put my drugs? I think I'm still carrying them.
Probably.
She's gonna use my stash. No, I think I'm carrying it.
Hey, what are these under the pillow? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, some of that red sand.
Well, we'll have to wait for the others to make a decision on you. For now, I suppose I'll just pick her up and throw her on top of a bed. She's still tied up, but she's in a softer...
Leah's just going to make a show of covering her eyes.
No, that's very much not what I had in mind.
Are you sure?
Yes, I
Okay.
don't think I have to guess my own intentions.
You're absolutely sure. I'm not going to take my hands away and see something I don't want to see, am I?
But Mr. Drell, we've only known each other for a few hours. She does actually say that.
She's growing on me.
Leah's just gonna like make a show of peeking between her fingers.
I'm just standing there looking at you like, really?
She goes, "Oh, thank God for that." Okay, but seriously, can we gag her? She's annoying.
I mean, if we're gonna leave this place, it doesn't really
We
matter.
couldn't leave a pair of socks. We could use those.
I do have.
Preferably dirty ones.
That's unnecessary.
She is
I
chaos
suppose.
neutral.
For now, the tape is sufficient, I do believe.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I guess
Because I
I'll.
don't know if you've noticed, but his feet stink.
What?
Uh,
Oh my God.
I can't say I have smelled them before.
Yeah, they reek.
Anyway.
That's because I wear leather boots all day.
Frog feet, they get very damp.
Yeah, I'll just put the piece of tape back on her mouth and say like, well, we shall decide what to do with you later. And maybe rethink your approach.
Mm-hmm. And she winks at you.
That's not how you start rethinking your approach. I'll just walk away. And yeah, I suppose look for the others.
I mean, they're on their way back, so I guess as you leave the room and go down to the foyer, those guys are walking in with the Geth in tow, still disguised, kind of, as a Quarian.
Yeah. I'll be like, hey, Tayu.
Oh, well, hello. I found some information.
Oh,
I took some information out of our hostage. Turns out our Geth friend has been on the station for 25 years, and he was found in some deep cave inside the planet that we're orbiting over, that I don't even know the name of, actually. I just remember that because I woke up a few hours ago, I think.
what is the planet called again?
Kahir.
It's called Kahir. Well, that's interesting. To think I've been so close to it this whole time and had no idea. Well, to think Leah's been so close to it as well. That's gotta piss her off. Is she alright?
She
Are
was.
you there?
I was going to say, it's like you're talking in third person, and she's
I wasn't
just
sure.
stopped there as well.
He's there. Yeah. Yeah, never mind, I won't say the last bit that I said. Yeah, I suppose, let's go somewhere a bit more private, shall we? I've got some news to share as well.
Will the room do?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I suppose I'll have remained watching over the bloody prisoner since Caillou left.
I mean, she was locked in.
I mean, yeah. Leah doesn't trust her, though.
Fair enough. So
Can biotics do shit with their hands tied?
Can biotics do shit with their hands tied? I believe all of the spells have somatic components.
I would hope.
What about biotic punch? You
Funnily,
can probably do that with your hands tied.
Can you? Surely you have to punch first.
You just have to move your hips to give the velocity instead of your arm.
You know the whole 80s action move where they lace their fingers together and go whack?
They lace their fingers together. What?
Yeah. Do you not remember those? They used it on Star Trek all the time.
I don't remember
like,
that for some reason.
Double hand smash. It's so stupid.
Oh, I see what you mean when they did like the downward thing with like the hands
Yeah.
connected. Yes, I remember that
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
Well, are we going into if we all have a room? Are we going into the same room that the Asari is in, or into another one?
Oh, I assume you put her in my room.
Each of the rooms have separate doors, so you go into your communal room, and it's like a little living room bit, and then there's 5 doors that come off of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And in which one did we put the Asari then? In the communal, or?
Well, the one room I know you've not put her in is Leah's, because
Yep.
she wouldn't accept that.
Nope.
And it would also kind of stop the whole reason of having a Quarian's room.
Yeah.
She don't want them dirty germs in her room.
Well, if you need a bed, you would have had to put her in one of the other 4 rooms.
Fuck it. I put her in my room.
Oh,
I bet you did. Okay, she's in your room, I assume with the door closed.
Yes.
Which is one of the people who owns this whole room. You can just lock it without anybody being able to go in or out.
Nice.
well, once we've done that and put her in there, I'll be like, well, for one thing, our Geth friend is reunited with the rest of its programs, and I've learned what its intentions are, as far as it will say. It wishes to essentially be safe. It doesn't seem to have any hostile intent. But I'll explain about the Dyson Sphere and how it wants to have a free colony of Geeth. And then I'll explain about the bounty as well, so that like I guess we could. What was the Dalatras's order to do with the bounty on her?
Just basically bringing in this Asari who supposedly killed some of her people.
Uh-huh. Well, indirectly, sort of. So I'll explain that we've put a bounty on her retroactively, so if we want something to do with her, she can face up to her crimes by doing some hard time. I am the law. No, it doesn't.
Torian just kicks in the door and just blasts you instantly. No, I am the law.
I heard that.
Well, I suppose that's one option. I'm not sure we can trust her very much.
So, what else did you find out?
Let's see. I already told you where they found the Geth. They were using it to basically keep surveillance on the whole station and cover up their activities.
Interesting.
It would surprise me if they didn't send someone to try to recover it with how valuable it seems to be.
Oh, well, that's the other news I have. What's her name again? Lahim? Dalatrass Lahim?
Dalatrass Lahim, yeah.
She'd like us to take the Geth down to the surface to assist us in finding Lenola.
That's
yes.
one of the names that I remember from the book that I've lost somewhere.
Granola.
Well, that could certainly be interesting. I have to admit, I would like to know what it was doing on the planet.
Yeah. Maybe it can guide us to that cave that it was taken from.
This entire time, the Geth is just stood there. in the room with you. You're like all sat on the sofas chatting, and it's just like looking at each person individually every time you talk.
Well, then I suppose I'll just turn to it and like, so can you tell us what you were doing down there?
This one would rather keep its motives quiet for now. The benefactor would not like us to reveal that pertinent information.
The benefactor?
Yes, the benefactor. We do not know what it is, but it communicates with us.
How does it communicate with you?
By sending long-wave radio waves?
Right. Do you know where this benefactor is or why it is helping you?
It is located somewhere within the system. We have not been able to triangulate exactly where it is located. But it did request that we come to Cahir specifically.
So when did this benefactor start giving you instructions?
In the Citadel's galactic time, it was roughly 57 years ago.
57 years ago. Are you the only platform that is currently on this system?
This is the only platform that resides within several systems.
So I am left then to suppose that you will not take us to the cave where you were found.
If you wish to go to the cave where these Asari found us, we will gladly take you.
Well, I would like that, if you'll not tell us why you were there.
We are under strict rules to not relay any of those details.
I see. And what is this benefactor doing for you exactly?
They will give us all information and all structures for the Dyson Sphere.
Oh.
Do I know of any person or organization that might have that kind of information to give to a bunch of Geth?
Do me. Certainly being intelligent. Do science.
Science.
Do science. Do a science roll, please.
I will do a science with a
Ooh.
23.
You know multiple organisations that could possibly create a Dyson Sphere. A number of them being Solarian. But you know there was also a human company. I can't remember what the name is now off the top of my head from the actual in-game stuff. But yeah, there's multiple companies that could possibly do it. Why they'd be communicating with a Geth is a different matter.
Well, I suppose then our next step is pretty clear.
Well, I suppose so.
We do
So,
also have to wait till we actually find a way down there.
Oh, yeah, we have to wait a few days, don't we? Well, I suppose in the meantime, maybe we can do things that we're after doing. So, go on, sir.
If you are unsure of leaving the Asari here unguarded, I could take a weapon and stay guarded at this location. We do not need to sleep or move at all for the next few days.
I'm going to look towards Leah, just be like, what do you think about all this?
I think Leah might be reading something inside her mask.
Maybe.
Sorry. I told you it was crunch time. Where were we?
What how does Leah feel about leaving the Geth to guard the prisoner whilst we're going off?
No.
Slams down the book. No.
Yeah, just no.
Okay.
Oh god, she's getting an allergic reaction just to the idea.
Oh god.
Excuse me while I die.
Well, I guess the things I wanted to do, there was a Krogan who made armor. I think we wanted to see her because she might have had something for us to do. Excuse me. And then there was a another warlord who bred Vorcha, sending them to surface who may know where Lenola was taken. That's all the ones I've got for the next couple days.
I want to check in with my Hanar benefactors, I suppose.
Ooh, I want to tag along with that. That's as well. I think
To see the very ugly albino drow, right?
Very, very ugly.
super bodacious babe. Albino.
She actually has minus double D's. Her chest concave.
Minus double D.
Yes, she's got an inverted chest.
It's all a matter of perspective. But yeah, I think there was some wrestling shit going on as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could do all that. Maybe before I do, I'll take Leah aside for a sec and just be like, so how are you feeling?
I mean, there's still a Geth here.
Yeah.
So I would say I'm feeling a little bit on edge.
Why don't you tell me about it?
Why don't you deactivate the Geth? Why are we letting it walk around?
Well,
You know, it's a Geth. I shouldn't have to explain why it's a bad idea.
that is true. Do you know
It
why?
is true.
Do you know why I entertained it in the first place?
Humor me.
Well, Lenola. If it was you who'd been kidnapped, I would have done the same.
Flattery will get you nowhere, Clint.
I don't know. It's got me plenty of places.
She's looking pretty unimpressed. She is incredibly upset about the Gath.
Look, I'm sorry. We'll cut it loose the first. We'll cut it loose as soon as we have Lenola back.
Loose,
Yeah.
not loose. You crush its skull in, and you yank all the wires out.
If it's any, for what it's worth, it seems to have been trustworthy so far.
No. Absolutely not, Clint.
I'll shrug and just be like, "That's all I've observed."
Absolutely not.
The whole time,
would
the Geth's in the
rather-
corner just watching.
I don't give a shit. She goes, I would rather, as she points back to the room where the fucking Asari is, and just goes, I would rather be best friends with her.
Well,
Even if I did kick her in the ribs, I'd rather be her best friend.
what could the Geth do to prove to you that it's not a threat?
Nothing.
What if it did nothing?
Yeah.
I still wouldn't trust it. It's a Geth. So you get that thing out from under my nose, and we don't have a problem. I want to see it in a scrap heap.
Well, what do you say we take a vote on it later?
No. There should not be. There should not need to be a vote. It's a geth.
Killer of my people.
I'm struggling to understand what the problem here is.
Just imagining the Geth with a single tear beading up under its light and rolling down.
I'll just kind of put my hand on her shoulder and just be like, sorry.
I'm gonna go sit with the prisoner. she's gonna march off and go sit with the Asari.
You just get a mumbled noise as she kind of shifts around on the bed, still tied up.
You know what? She's probably gonna take the gag off so she can talk to her and have a reasonable conversation with someone.
So, how you doing? Well, I'm kind of tied up. How are you doing?
There's a geth in my house. You know.
Yeah, well, shit. I guess, who wants to go first and explore these? We'll follow someone else's lead. I don't want to be a leader.
I think your leader just went and sat down with the Asari.
Yeah.
Since when has Leah been a leader?
Oh, Trackmore's already gone off on his own.
Oh shit.
just marches out.
It's just yeah, the biggest of the lot of us just silently vanishes.
Where'd that Grogan go? There's a giant, like, elephant-shaped hole in the air. Well, what's he doing? Let's follow up with him. I'm curious.
I mean, are you actually racing after him, or what are you trying to catch up with?
No, I suppose. Well, if I'll tag along with Tayu, I think that'll be the first thing that we do.
We're going to the church, boys.
We're gonna go meditate together. It's totally not cool.
So, Trekmore, where have you marched off to?
Oh, I'm going to wrestling.
I'm gonna go wrestle. Okay, cool. So you head down to it's probably up from where you are, to one of the entertainment levels, where the Elkos Combines arena is, that has got wrestling night on currently. During night times on the Spirit of Autumn, they do dim the lights, but because there's still lots of neon and everything everywhere, it just kind of becomes a different kind of bright, with just all sorts of colours everywhere. The arena's not hard to find, and you do see the big posters of the Macho Krogan everywhere, and then other wrestling matches that are going on tonight. One of them's an all-ladies match between the model Turian and the lawyer Krogan. It's a weird setup and has a whole story behind it, but it seems pretty convoluted, kind of like a Mexican soap opera. But anyway, you march on in. Are you going straight up to the counter and being like, "Sign me up, boys"?
Honestly, yeah.
There's a Volus behind the counter, and he's just like, okay. Is there any particular request of who you would like to fight?
No problem.
Do you want the easy option? We can set you up with a Solarian. It'll be a pretty easy fight, but you'll get a decent amount of credits out of it. The Krogans will love it.
No, not really.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, what about some Krogan on Krogan action? That always gets everybody riled up. It's always fun to see two Krogan butt heads. Is that more your liking?
Yeah, I can do that.
He starts tapping away and he goes, so we can't set you up against any of the big boys. We've got the Macho Krogan's match tonight. He's taking on some random people, but I wouldn't advise that for a newcomer. He's a bit overeager, that Macho guy. Carries on tapping away. So how much you willing to put down to bet for against your target?
How much money do I have? I'll put in 100.
100 creds, eh? Okay, yeah, not a bad option for a first time. Okay, I'll get you set up. Give us an hour or so, and we can get you in, and we'll see how you go, eh, big guy? And then after that, maybe we can get you some sponsors if you do well enough.
All right.
Sweet. I like you already, kid. I can tell you're very young to this. I don't think I've seen you around. Where have you come from?
I'm a mercenary. I just got here a few days ago.
Oh, part of that ship that they found. Okay, that makes it even more interesting. Maybe we spice up the whole mysterious new Krogan. Maybe, and he's like sat there thinking. I don't know. I can't think of a decent name for you. Have you got a stage name that you can think of that would really get the fans chanting?
I was supposed to think of a name.
Wow. Just look at the Macho Krogan. He's done pretty well for himself. Obviously, his name's not the Macho Krogan, but well, I actually don't know what his real name is.
Can't really think of any right now.
Well, I'll put you down as the Mysterious Stranger for now.
All right. That works, I guess.
Okay, cool. You just go wait over here, and he points to like a back room, and we'll shout your name, and you can come on up, and then we'll get you started, and as I say, we'll see how it goes. Your first time, you'll have to be just a pure fist fight. We don't allow weapons for newcomers until you're properly signed up, but you're all good with that, right? Your hammer will have to go into storage.
Nah, don't worry. I'm good with rolling with punches.
Cool. So yeah, you go on in, and they kind of like take your weaponry and store it in one of the lockers for a second, and you sit down for a little while, and you see people coming in and out, various other fighters. There's a decent amount of Krogan in here. All of them kind of give you like a weird side eye, and one of them looks like a really, really old guy Krogan, and he's just like, for the whole hour, sits there and just stares at you, giving you the stink eye, and every now and then just kind of like sniffs as if he's smelling something, and then grumbles under his breath.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt this, but I actually have to go now. Can we do this next session?
Yeah, of course. We'll follow up next session. As Trekmore stares down an old guy Krogan. No problem, Fever. You have a good one. And get ready for the fight next time. See you, mate.
All right.
See you next week.
Right.
Bye.
What?
What were you going to say,
Oh,
Pete?
I was just wondering what's Kreia doing.
Not sure really. Kreia's not really doesn't really have much of particular interest on the station. Kind of a person who probably finds more issues rather than seek them out actively.
In her downtime, Kreia ends up becoming the station's version of Batman. I mean, you could hang out with Clint and Tayu, who seem to be very assuredly marching on up to Bane Kindler's church.
With the Geth too.
You've taken the Geth with you.
Yeah.
You're like,
We're gonna introduce the Geth to religion. Well,
I
I'm
mean,
going for the girls. Look.
the Geths already said what happened when a bunch of other Geth kind of signed up for religion and believed in a god. Didn't end too well.
Oh, that's a point. Anyone else want to take to babysit?
The Geth's not going to argue. It'll come with you if you ask it to come with you. It's still disguised as a Quarian.
I don't know. Who else wants to take? I don't trust that with it. But
you come back and there's just like pieces all over the place.
Does Graham want to babysit?
Yeah, probably a terrible babysitter.
Just end up sat in a bar somewhere.
Yeah, just looking away for a second. Ends up looking away and making like a.
Didn't we get a suit of armor that was Volus sized, but you could, with some time and Omnigel, change? That could be a thing.
Yeah, that was
to do in the meantime.
It was like, yeah, it actually could be. I think it only 8 hours. That was the first session or the second session, and I think the suit was like an actual name suit.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is now. Yeah, I remember because it was tickets.
I sent you all the money we got, so if you want to use it, don't forget you got 1,000. Is it 1,000 credits each?
Yeah, it was 5,000 altogether, so 1,000 each.
Oh, it was Crisis Armor or something. I think it was Crisis Armor.
Yeah, which I think it was supposed to be the one that's like useful for space, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
I mean, that would make sense.
That one was specifically like a suit of armor you can wear even without proficiency, and this is like heavy armor, but you don't have to have strength or proficiency to use it to a decent degree.
Well, I guess we'll take the Geth to church anyway. If you want to work on the armor and stuff.
I just don't really know what Kreia would actually do. Not a very social person.
Yeah, so you could stay at home and study or something.
Study.
I suppose that works.
Yeah.
Study the armor.
Study the blade.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I suppose you might be more proficient with it.
To be honest, I am already proficient with it.
Oh.
I'm literally proficient in melee.
Oh, well, I don't know if that means you can use this weapon to its full capabilities, but
it would count as a martial melee weapon.
Yeah, which there's no martial. This is Mass Effect 5e. There's no martial thing.
Yeah, melee is melee, isn't it?
Melee
that's
is
what they
melee.
want you to-
Melee. Yeah, I could technically use it, but I have no biotic skills. You weird psychic.
Is it like the Asari sword, the Asari Huntress sword?
No, it's like an upgraded version, as it's basically a great sword version.
No, but like in the effect, it's that you can hit someone and then bonus action do a cantrip, or is it that one from the new items where you can actually charge it up and do some damage?
Well,
I'll have to check
when I
that.
got hit by it, it felt like I was getting smited by a paladin.
Yeah.
Smitten?
Yeah, that was in the new items. That was a biotics sort of thing.
Tom may have also come up with a separate idea, not realising that it was something in there. But it doesn't surprise me that someone else has done it.
Well, alright.
Kalin would also know that this is basically what Dalatrus Lahim's family are known for, is this biotic and tech infusion where they can do something similar, where when they hit something, they can burst it with biotic power as well. But they can also do that with shots as well, not just melee weapons.
Oh,
They use advanced conqueror's haki.
interesting. Yeah, very cool.
Anyway,
We're
going to
you
church.
walking around with that sword?
I'm going to church. I don't know about everyone else.
Yeah, Ty has still got the sword, so
Okay.
I mean, if Kreia wants it, I can give it to her. I don't know how to use it anyway. I would like to learn, but
I'll see what it does at least.
Yeah.
Might
you-
even make some. Might make some incendiary ammo for Clint.
Whoa.
I've got original incendiary ammo. I can at least use it as a blueprint now.
Ooh. If there's any costs involved, let me know. I'll help you.
So whilst Krea's busy setting up her table and forging away, the two Drell, guiding their new pretend Quarian, enter the bubble-shaped form of the Enkindler's Shrine, or church, sorry. There are Hanar, kind of like floating around, and some exiting, more entering. As you go into it and see like the giant aquarium-style glass in front of you, you can see a few of the Hanar are just like floating around inside. Others seem to be talking to people in this foyer kind of area. Various other races. There's a couple humans, Turians, Volus. Quite a few different people that seem to have actually come here to take part in prayers and stuff like that.
Before we go too far in, can I ask Geth real quick? How good are you at sounding like a creator?
This one has no... I was going to say optics. What's the other word?
Haptics? No, that's physical.
Optics? You mean like the other one, like
Volcanic.
verbal stuff?
Yeah, but...
Vocal cords?
Yeah. This one has no verbal programming to be able to change its voice modules. There were other units that were created to connect with humankind. This one got a more simple program.
Would it be within my realm of expertise to make a program like that?
Having
Oh, wait.
tech
Hang
nature,
on.
it would take you a while.
I'm good at hacking, not electronics, actually.
Yeah. It'd be something you'd have to take quite some time to be able to build and insert into him.
I'm good at electronics, but I'm not helping.
Make him sound like a real boy!
Absolutely not. Oh. The fact that he's masquerading as Aquarian is like further insult to Leah. She is literally sulking in her room.
To be honest, that was me. That was all me.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, Leah is incredibly insulted, and yeah,
I don't know how to fix that.
she's sulking, and she's sulking hard.
She needs to get over it herself. Don't worry about it.
I imagine Tayu just says that, and Clint's just like, thanks. Well, in that case, Geth, we might need to call you something else so they don't know that you're literally Geth as soon as we refer to you. How does Gary sound?
This one does not like that naming.
I see. Do you have a different pseudonym that we could use? Something that wouldn't out you as a Geth.
Generally, Geth do not need pseudonyms. We communicate through more technological means. Words are slow, and we generally do not like them.
I see. Well, seeing as we're going to be walking around in public with you, though, if we need to call you over, if I shout Geth, everyone's gonna know, right? What do you say we get those creative juices flowing? Any preferences?
I'm sure you have some random random Quarian name generator in there.
What's your favorite number? Do you like baseball?
We deal with ones and zeros.
Let's see.
I will call it Tequila Salai.
Tequila Silai. That needs to be a drink.
Tequila?
Probably is. This one would not deem to blaspheme against the Quarian any further. We have heard that a unit was found within Citadel space at some point, going by the name of Legion. Perhaps you would like me to go along a similar line of naming scheme.
Sure.
Maybe you can call me Mene.
I don't think you understand how names work. I don't.
Is that the synonym that you prefer for the word Legion?
Well, as Legion is already taken, we do not want to steal their creative measures.
How about Council?
Yes, we will accept counsel.
All right then. Thanks, Council.
It will now be a running joke that we can talk to the council about stuff.
The council have rejected those claims. Anyway, so you've now got your new friend Council, the Quarian, apparently just following you around. Kind of looks like they're a bit of a special flower as they're walking around very like robotically still, just like marching about very very stiffly.
Much.
And, yeah, it doesn't say a word. But yeah, you go into the Enkindler's church and have a glance around. Are you specifically looking for Ara Siad?
Me? Yeah, I'll go chill with her.
At the moment, she seems to be talking to a Turian at the side. But you can kind of like go over and like wave at her awkwardly and go, "Hey, we want to talk to you too."
Yeah. Go stand in eye shot. What's the word?
She like glances over at you and gives you like a kind of a subtle little nod, and then after a few seconds seems to finish the conversation and walks on over to you and gives you a curt little bow. You see this time that she's dressed up in what appears to be kind of like robes. That same, well, not the same, but like a opalescent kind of colouring, like the Hanar sometimes are, especially when they're talking and they've got that pulsing light inside. This whole robe itself has this like opalescent quality to it that shifts in the light. It's a pleasure to see some of my brothers here. Have you come to join the prayers for the Enkindlers?
Well, that is part of why I came here, yes. I would also like to speak with the Hanars, whose name I just forgot, but I did pledge my life to them and all. What were their names? Fuck. Let's see.
That was also probably in my book that I've lost, but I'll just check what files I've got on hand. We've suddenly gone very
Choral.
yeah. does all the hammers?
Farn and Vena or Vina.
Yes. Okay. Yes,
Yes.
I remember you arriving with them. I would make a joke about Drell remembering everything, but I'm sure you've heard plenty of those from the other species already. And she kind of like nods at you and goes to walk away as soon as you've mentioned fetching them.
Well, I'll speak to you later then. I'll just slide off and follow her. Just excuse me. Just like casually go and chat, see what's happening with her.
Oh no, Kalint, have you got Kerpel syndrome? You're coughing a lot.
Not that I know of. My voice has been a little raspier than usual.
Oh no. Well, hopefully it's not, and it's just a simple flu-y symptoms. Anyway, what would you like to speak about, Kalint?
Just everyday things, I suppose.
Everyday things. I thought you'd come here on a purpose, perhaps a mission of sorts.
Not exactly. I just, I like to come here and sort of absorb the atmosphere. I was wondering what art you were working on.
Well, I finally finished the painting we did earlier. If you follow me, I can show it to you. And she walks over to one of the rooms that kind of like comes off the side, and actually kind of like set up near one of the back walls is a what the fuck are the thing's called? These stand paintings of the painting. Axle. There you go.
Oh.
The painting's set up on an axle, and it's completely...
Oh, an easel?
Easel. Easel? Yes,
yeah.
Easel. That's the word. What's axle? No, that's completely different. Tom Stupid, moving on.
It's one of them really spinning fast paintings. That's huge at 100 miles an
yes,
hour.
I'm just drying it at the moment at supersonic speeds. No, it's on an easel. It ended with an L, so I don't know, my brain just mixes these words up. Anyway, it's there, and it's like fully painted, and it almost looks like it's a still picture taken, but you can just like make out the brushstrokes. And it is of you and the rest of the group leaving the docks. You can see your old friend Jessier is near the front of it, walking away with some kind of like briefcase in his hand, and then the other members like Pickett and his Turian pilot, and then the bunch of you exiting a bit further back. All of you painted in like perfect details of what you look like. Specifically, you notice that all of the faces are within clear view.
Oh, shit! I've just realized something.
Oh. In-game? Outside of the game?
I'll be like, Aria. Do you know who Linola is? Friend of mine at the Dalatrasses.
Yes, I of course I know all the daughters of the Dalatras and the sons as well, though they are many, and I would not want to name them all.
Did you happen to paint her recently?
No, not in any recent times. I think the most recent, if I think about it, was probably a few years back.
Ah. Well,
Why do you ask in particular for Linola?
Can we tell her? I don't suppose we can't. I'll be like, well, as you know, she's a friend of mine. She's been kidnapped.
Oh, that's awful. Do you know by whom?
Vaguely. But
is this a deep secret? Well, I suppose it's Solarian, so it must be kept a deep secret.
Well, maybe I can tell you. I'll break down the situation.
Are you sure I won't be assassinated or something for knowing this information?
Well, not unless you don't tell anyone.
I am very good at keeping secrets, so it'll be just between me and you.
Okay. Well, the other Drell Tayu, he knows too. But essentially, we're going to track her down on the surface. So I was just wondering if you'd drawn her or sketched her, maybe you drew who she was with. But that's okay.
No, there is a lot of people on this station. I have drawn the majority of them at some point in time, but no, not recently. I've not had the pleasure. The last time I managed to paint her, she was wearing a lovely gown. I believe she'd gone to watch one of the Bioti Ball matches where the Lahim family were actually taking part as one of the sides. I believe they actually won 6-3.
Good memory.
Well, I'll not make that joke again. Anyway, I have some news for you. Although you may already be privy to this. Ever since your group arrived, there's been a masked Drell seen around in several places. The reason, and the only reason I know it's a Drell, is because the hands and feet seem to match our own kind. Can't be human or Asari. It wouldn't be Tayu by any instance, or even yourself.
Is it? I don't think so.
I don't remember putting on a mask.
Neither do
And I think I would remember.
Yeah, I'll just be like, not as far as I know. But that's good to know. What do you suppose their purpose is?
I've no idea, but I just know that it isn't the other two as well. One of them's my younger sister, and it was a male that was seen. And the other, well, he's not able to do those kind of things.
Oh, who is the other? Do I know?
She's not mentioned it by name, and I wouldn't think that you've ever met this other Drell.
Huh.
You've probably met Ara's sister, her younger sister, but not this other Drell that she's mentioned.
In that case, I'll be like, who is the last one?
Well, he was actually a Starcraft pilot for the Hanar. Unfortunately, he had an incident a while back now where he was quite physically harmed, and well, he's not had any robotic replacements for his limbs, so he cannot physically get around. He's in one of the Hanar's care. They look after him as a service for what he did for them for many years. But as I knew, there's only been the 5 of us, now including Tayu, around. So, knowing that it wasn't him, my sister, I wondered if it could have been one of the 2 of you.
Well, yes, not as far as I know. I've been pretty much with Tayu the whole time, and it's not me.
You see her kind of pinkish eyes sort of glance over you for a second, and then she just nods and goes, "Yes, I believe you." It's kind of worrying, though, if another Drell's just turned up out of nowhere.
Suspicious.
It just seems an awful coincidence that ship arrived and then suddenly this Drell's around.
Seeing as you are so good with people, what can you tell me about him? And I'll point towards Jess here.
Oh, in the painting.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't hear this from me, but since you've given me some information, I'll give some back. He went down to one of the bars, one that you frequent quite often, the Duck and Raven. It's led by those very strange humans. Anyway, that's besides the point. He seemed to have met somebody there, some kind of Asari that I have never again seen before. But she seemed to be wearing some kind of facial distortion from the images I've seen of her. I will not advise of where these images have come from, but he met up with her at the bar, and he's not been seen since.
Hmm. Let's just hope that my past isn't coming to the station. This place was peaceful-ish.
Mm,
Maybe emphasis on the ish.
definitely
But-
ish. In some of the lower parts, there's been a lot of violence. Anyway, I'm sure it's much better than where you came from. Carry
That's
on.
for sure. Well, I was going to ask you to do something embarrassing. Well, embarrassing for me. But first I wanted to know, do you want a souvenir from the surface?
That would be very nice. Her like, I guess they're not eyebrows, but her brows furrow, and she kind of like looks at you concerned for a second and goes, Are you planning to abandon the station?"
Temporarily? Whilst I search for Anola.
That would be a very risky move. The Avis Bellator have shot down ships before that tried to leave without authorization, and, well, they don't give authorization to anything unless it's picking up cargo, and they go along with them.
You let me worry about that. Apparently we have something in the works.
Apparently.
Again, I wouldn't put anything past the Dalatras. I wouldn't be surprised if something's happened before without our knowledge.
I'll be like, I don't know. They're about as clandestine as you would expect.
Understandable.
But yeah, any nice rocks you like? Any flowers?
Well, she laughs when you mention flowers. I doubt you're going to find any flowers down there. It may be breathable, but there's no plant life down there from what I've heard of Kahir. It's mostly desolate, but perhaps if you manage to find yourself in one of the mining facilities, you could bring me back a pretty rock or something.
Done. So he kind of looks awkward and then goes, I'm gonna try and pray, I guess.
Oh,
Aren't you supposed to be the suave one of the group?
I know, he makes him nervous. She makes him nervous.
She pats you on the arm and goes, "No, I know you believe in the old gods. You don't have to pray to the Enkindlers just because you're here. Besides, the House would probably take some offence to the fact that you haven't converted properly."
The way you said properly, what's involved in converting properly?
Well, unfortunately, it for us is quite dangerous, as you would have to be submerged for some while. But don't worry about it, Clint. I'll say that you've offered something substantial as your time here.
Actually,
Your promise of a gift will be knowledge enough that the Hanar will gladly accept it.
Why did you join this religion, actually? Isn't it kind of risky, as you said?
Well, the way of being brought into the Kindler's embrace is risky for Drell in particular, but as you know, many of us that have been brought up on Karje, I probably mispronounced that. Anyway,
Nope.
Oh, okay. Some of us have converted over. I mean, you yourself are in a minority in believing the old ways that the old Drell originally believed. The Enkindlers are now the majority religion amongst our people. I was brought up with it by my parents when I was young, and then once I was handed over to the Hanar, I have been a what's the word? Acolyte ever since.
Well, all right. Well, if you ever want to teach me about the Mimoliers, I mean, I don't have to worship the old gods. It's kind of the only thing I had back in the day.
Well, I can tell you this: they are ancient and all powerful. They granted the Hanar the ability to communicate and expand further into the stars. Their gifts are plentiful, and many of the other races, especially the ones that formed the council, have had their gifts and sometimes flaunted them.
Well, maybe I won't attempt a clumsy prayer then. But I'll leave you with this then. If I bring a gift back for the surface, it's not for the temple. It's for you.
She just kind of like tilts her head a little bit at you, and doesn't really show any kind of emotion. He goes, "Well,
In exchange for such a handsome rendition.
oh, sorry, I can't give this out. This is for the Hanar themselves. They do enjoy these paintings."
I'm gonna just give like a I know gesture, and I'll go chill.
Okay.
I don't know. She's a tough one.
As you turn around, you see that Tayu is currently in conversation with two Hanar. As we flick back in time, your two wards, maybe. They kind of
Yeah, I
took
don't
you
know
in.
what word to use either.
Yeah, you were in servitude to them, but yeah, I don't really know what kind of word they would give. Anyway, they arrive. The old Hanar politician gives you a grand greeting, actually, kind of like waving his tentacles up as he comes towards you.
I'll bow.
And he kind of like pats them onto your shoulders as you bow down. He goes, "This one is glad to see you. The Enkindlers have surely heard our pleas and sent you to us straight away. We were about to send you a message, or well, we were going to send one tomorrow and let you to have a night of rest. Did something bring you here other than the call of the gods?"
No, I simply know it is my duty to see to your needs, and I came to see if I was needed.
Excellent timing, Tayo. It surely must have been the Enkindlers that nudged you in our direction. You see, we know that you found yourself a group to work with now, which we are surely glad for. But we could use your services if you please.
You are, of course, my first priority.
Oh, excellent to hear. This one is warmed to the tips of their tentacles to hear that. If you could, we'll take some privacy off to the side here, and they sort of like, I guess they float along and bring you along with them, and the Geth just kind of like marches along with you. We see you've made many new friends. That other Drell will surely be a good example, and I hear Quarians know a lot about technology, as he indicates the Geth behind you, who just kind of nods awkwardly.
I'll just say, like, yes, he seems to have a lot of experience.
Excellent. This may be of good use. You see, the I don't know how to say this delicately. The Turians here, they're imposing a lot of restrictions on our people. And again, he kind of like waves a tentacle at like the congregation that's around, the other Hanar and stuff like that. We have a very risky job for you. It is dangerous, but we know that you can attempt this. Your skills are many, but one of the Avis Bellator, we need them. How can this one put it delicately? Dealing with
Permanently dealt with.
permanently.
Oh.
We believe that if they are brought down a notch and lose one of the 6 main members, that their restrictions won't be as severe to us, and we can carry on with our plans of peace going forwards.
Very well. Give me a name and, if possible, a description, and it shall be done.
So, this one in particular, even though possibly a tough target to take down, out of all of them, may be one of the easier ones. Their name is Crepita, or Crepita, it's probably better pronounced. She is a tough Taurian warrior. She has served on many battlefronts within the Terminus systems, and even reached the rank of general at one point before falling in with the rest of the Avis Bellator. Description-wise, we don't have much to go on. Apparently, all of the Avis Bellator bear the same facial markings of their creed, but she is most often seen wearing full body armour, heavy armour, and carries with her many weaponry. Her preferred methods are explosives, though that has not been seen as much due to the fragility of the station itself. But if she, as an example, as the toughest of the Avis Bellator, is brought down and gotten rid of, then we can more freely get around.
I understand. And is it your wish for this Crepita to be dealt with discreetly?
If you can do it discreetly, we will gladly pay, but if it happens to be out in the open, well, we will find a way to get you out of your sentencing and still pay you the credits we owe, but for your own sakes, it will most likely have to be discreetly. And no connections back to us, please.
Of course.
Excellent. I knew I could trust in you, Tayo. We will pay handsomely, of course. I have many of my own reserves that my glorious wife has brought with us. 100,000 credits to the whole group if you manage this task.
Oh shit.
As I say, it is a tough task to undertake, and we would not see you unrewarded appropriately.
That is incredibly generous of you. I will see to it that it is done as soon as possible.
I knew I could trust in you. It might be best to keep the others out of the exact loop of what this will be about. But advise them that it is from a credible source that you will be getting this money.
So, I should share the goal, but not who the money will come from.
Exactly. We will be sending a job request through to the Mercenaries Guild, specifically for your Amankira's Sicarios. A very clever name, this one will agree, as to Drella in the group. But yes, it will be put through discreetly, and the target will only be known to yourselves, as we can't openly target them. But the money will be wired officially to you.
Very well. I shall do my best to see it done.
Excellent. Thank you, Tayu. Again, your services are of the utmost outstanding. And he again he drapes a tentacle over your shoulder and starts to float away.
I will bow once again once the conversation ends. And then, well, I suppose it's about time we get to at least meditating.
Yeah, I suppose. How do you look after your conversation? Do you look like disturbed or anything? Or is this kind of...
I mean, I don't know who the fuck Crepita is, and I very much doubt it's the first time I'm killing for them.
Oh shit. Huh. Fair enough. Well, I'll just be like, I'll just sort of... I've been sitting cross-legged on a I don't know. Do they have pews? What do they have?
No, they actually have these strange little... They're basically like circular cushions that are placed around the floor for this time. And as some of the Hanar inside of the globe of water are sort of pulsating with light and seem to be doing some kind of gestures with their tentacles and stuff, people on the outside are sat, when they can, because some species can't actually cross their legs, on these cushions, are kind of like bowed down and seem to be in some kind of like praying position as they're sat.
Yeah, I'll just kind of open one eye and be like, whilst I'm sat on my booth.
I mean, I suppose that's the right word for them, yes.
And just be like, all right. I hope you can, I can't get centered. Be like, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna ask, did you say you couldn't get centered?
Yeah. I don't know. I want to learn more about both religions, both the old and the new.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of people here who could tell you more about at least the new one.
Well, what if you
For
don't
now,
want to impose on them? Make an ass of yourself.
well, I suppose I could tell you what I know, but
Yeah, that would work. After meditation, I guess I'll shut up.
yes, for now, it's really not necessary for you to believe in any particular deity
I suppose
in
not.
order to meditate.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll try and settle and meditate.
So maybe Tayu does the prayers to the enkindlers, and Kalint goes over the old ways, and prays to whichever of the bunch that he deems fit. Maybe Amankira, because that's part of your gang's name now.
What's remind me what?
Also, the hunter one. So
Yeah, maybe that. Ooh.
we have Amonkira, Lord of Hunters, Arashu, Goddess of Motherhood and Protection, and Kalahira, Goddess of Oceans and the Afterlife.
Hang on, I can bring up the whole script from Thane himself if you want.
Oh snap.
For some reason,
But that's the dying,
yeah, it is the
dying prayer. I don't think it's very appropriate.
Oh god, no.
Maybe the loyalty mission one. The
I don't know.
grant that my feet be swift, my aim be true,
Oh yeah, that one.
and something else.
But yeah. Oh, so he does worship the old gods then, eh?
Thane does, yeah.
Ah, didn't know that. Yeah, so I guess I'll secretly do it. I'll just say it under my breath and not let anyone hear. Just because I don't want to like desecrate the place.
Yeah, don't go desecrating all over the place.
I love this. Great.
Oh, hang on, that was the whole one. Oh wait, no, it's not.
Mistress of inscrutable depths, I ask forgiveness. Kalahira, whose waves wear down stone and sand.
Oh wait, no, I think that is the dying
Yeah,
one.
that is the other one.
I just start dying on the floor. I'm sorry, I'm in this part. I only did it for the girl.
Yeah, during this time, Ara's actually going around and like helping people with their like postures and some like with certain prayers and stuff like that to the enkindlers. But yeah, it's a very tranquil moment that you just kind of like you and Tayu kind of take in together. That was weird, it skipped. But yeah, as we do like probably as a finishing moment, flick through the scenes. As Kalint and Tayu are taking in the colours that the Hana are giving off and meditating gently. Trekmore's like cracking his knuckles as he gets ready for a fight in the arena. Krea's just like beating the shit out of some armour and like making stuff on a workshop table. And then Leah's just like
You take the shit out of
yeah, just the Asari just like This is what I want to do to that damn Girth. No, she's having a nice civil chat with the Asari, and maybe is even making friends with her.
Ooh.
/ flirting. Who knows? The Asari's a bit open.
Yeah.
No, what do you think, Nat?
Eh?
She's too busy reading smut.
Actually, I'm reading Epic Battle.
That's a bit of lore that the viewers won't be familiar with.
No, and we're going to keep them out of the loop as well, because we don't want to go into that story.
Well, I'm reading an amazing book series that just so happens to have smut in it.
I imagine.
Which I don't even read, because it's not even that good smut.
What, you skip past the smut?
Yeah,
Oh,
Wow.
it's a little overdone.
there you
The
go.
rest of the book's great, though.
You heard it here first, and if you want to hear more about Nat's smut addictions, like and subscribe.
Wow.
Maybe we do one of those like YouTube Plus or whatever it's called, where you have to subscribe, and it's just Nat talking about reading smut and
It's not making book reviews.
yeah, the smut stuff.
But it's so. Too many descriptive words.
Honestly.
But yeah, after all the beatings you've taken over the last few sessions, it's nice to have a more, well, I was going to say more chilled out, but Leah's still threatening violence to many
Yes.
people.
Absolutely. It's what she does, but there's a gap. She's being Mardy.
Are you making friends with the prisoner?
Probably.
Oh. Just like, yeah, that Geth is subhuman, yeah.
Subhuman? I mean, it's not even human to start with.
Sub-thingy. Sub-Quarian.
Subquarian. Yeah, so it was a bit more chilled. It's nice to not be getting the shit beaten out of you for a little bit. And we'll see what we come up with next time, because there is going to be violence, because Trekmore's going to be fighting.
He will.
He will be. We'll force that.
And
fight
I'll
on him.
probably try to convince the Asari to teach me how to use the sword
Ooh.
if I don't think she'll try to murder me instantly. Which at the moment I do.
I mean, there is that. She's already tried to murder you once.
What if she wants something in return?
Maybe. We already saved her life.
What are you?
I would say that's plenty.
What are you implying,
Yeah.
Pete? You also did put her in that situation, so I don't.
No, we didn't. She attacked us.
Yeah, but then you beat her up, and she survived her
Yeah, so we spared her once.
death, and then you tied her up and abducted her.
Yeah, which is part of the sparing her process.
Okay, I understand that you're Mexican, and this might be a regular basis of abduction, but I don't think she's going to see it that way.
It's like, what do you mean? I slung you on the back of my burro. And then I rode
I
off.
didn't even go that fast. So you didn't bang around back there.
Well,
Yeah, no, but we spared her, then we saved her from the big mecha guy, and then we didn't shoot her when she was being an asshole. That's 3 lives she owes us.
which you also put her in the way of said giant mecha asshole. So, anyway, we'll return
Okay,
to this
maybe
next.
2.5 if you want.
We'll return to
to
this next Wednesday, which
be like that.
unfortunately is the last time for a few weeks because I'm away. But may be able to do some other videos as well, because I'm free for most of the week. We can do stuff in afternoon stuff.
Ooh.
Maybe some Among Us again and other bits and pieces. But yeah. Peace out, mother truckers, whatever the kids say these days.
Mother truckers.
Yes. Word
Keep on rolling,
to your
partner.
mother. Yeah? Are we... Yeah?
Just like the prodigal
I don't know
son.
what you said.
Word to...
Anyone stepping to me, you'll get burned. Because I've got lyrics and you ain't got none. If you come to battle, bring a shotgun.
And there's that.
Yeah. Jump around.
All as this holy music is just playing in the background.
But if you do, you're a fool, because I duel to the death. Trying to step to me, you'll take your last breath. I got the skill.